Hey guys, Weir, roadrooter.com. It's a good day. It's a good day. Clif High's report is out. His latest. This is another crypto report. It's 99 bucks at halfpasthuman.com. Best money ever spent for me. And those of you who have listened to Clif's advice on the cryptos, clearly you're hitting home runs every time you get up to bat, which is amazing and it's awesome. But it does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to study these things, to know how to do it so you don't screw up, know how to protect your cryptocurrencies, even to get the understanding of why you're buying the cryptocurrencies. It's a lot of work, but you get paid for that work. And you get paid in spades. It's not going away. Those of you, the old-time gold bugs and silver bugs are saying, oh, no, it's not real. It's a bubble. They've been saying that for years, my friends, and it's not going away. This is a huge shift in the way business is done around the world. This is monumental. And the whole world is changing, and it's going to change with or without you, so you better start doing your homework now, is my take. You can listen to me or not. Those who have listened to me have done extremely well. Like extremely well. Never that good in their whole lifetimes. And it hasn't stopped. It hasn't even hit the frenzy yet. Will come a time when these cryptos will be in a frenzy, and the ICOs, the initial coin offerings, will be in a frenzy. We are so far from that point. We're just at that point when your neighbor has heard something about Bitcoin. That's all they know. That's it. I heard of this thing called Bitcoin, and I thought that went away when it crashed. No, it hasn't gone away. It just got stronger and stronger and stronger. I'm not saying every single one of these cryptocurrencies is going to do well. As a matter of fact, most of them will go away. You just got to do your homework, know what to buy, and even when to buy. Although it's hard to time these markets, it's going to go like this. The crocodile teeth that Clif High said, and he's been spot on this stuff. But it all makes sense. That's the key also, because we do have a failing banking system, a failing governance system, and nobody's going to trust anybody in the very near future. You're not going to trust your bank to hold your money. You're not going to trust the stock market. You're not going to trust the bond market. You're not going to trust your insurance company. There's going to be no trust. That's why everything is going to a decentralized blockchain type of trust, because it is a trust machine. And if you can figure out a way to attach your company and the process of your company to the blockchain, which ensures that there's no lying, your company's going to do extremely well. That's why these ICOs, the initial coin offerings, are going off the charts. It's because, not because it's a fad or a bubble. It's because the old system is broken, it's corrupt, and it's full of criminals, and they try to keep you in their system. And this is the first alternative we've had. Yeah, gold and silver were an alternative to money, but the bad guys controlled it for a long, long time. I think that control will fade away as well, with the cryptos especially, because the COMEX will be replaced by a crypto-centric type of exchange, which means no lying, no cheating, no stealing, no flash crashes, nothing. You're going to have a real, honest-to-goodness, honest market and exchange for metal. And that is what destroys the COMEX fraud, and it destroys the LBMA fraud. And the cryptocurrencies are the savior of silver, if you ask me. So get into it, and you got to learn it, because it's going to take you some time to learn it and fiddle around with it and learn how to not lose all your Bitcoin with the click of a mouse. It takes some work. It takes exercise, just like everything else. But this report is exactly what it says there on the front. Hot rocket days. That's what's going on this summer. And the summer's just barely begun. You think the spring was crazy with the cryptos. This summer and leading into the fall is going to be absolutely off the charts. Everybody and their mother is going to hear about it and say, oh my God, multimillionaires are being made while I sit here on my butt and believe what my government's telling me, what my bank is telling me. That there's no problem, and what the stock market tells me. No, there is a problem. There's a gigantic problem. And the problem is the destruction of the old system and the invention of something new, something honest, something safe, something you can trust, because trust is going to go right out the window. And the first people to lose trust is banks. Banks lose trust with each other because they know just how bad a shape they are. That's why banks stop lending to each other. It's exactly what happened in 2008 when the banks stopped lending to each other and everything froze up. They're the ones who know. Of course, they're not going to trust their buddy on the other side of the fence because they know exactly what is happening to their bank. So this stuff with the cryptocurrencies, the banks have started to get in. Central banks will be printing money to buy cryptocurrencies. Yes, central banks will be printing money to buy cryptocurrencies. Money's not an object to them, so it won't be an object how much they pay up to get their cryptos. Bitcoin at $2,500 is nothing. It is a drop in the pan. I have said since the beginning of the year, over $10,000 per Bitcoin by the end of the year, and then just nothing but blue sky after that. When the banks and the central banks start printing money just to save themselves, the cryptos are going to go even more gonzo. Yes, Bitcoin will hit $1 million a coin. I know you don't believe it and you don't trust it, but it's not the problem with the crypto. It's the problem with the unbacked fiat system. You know about that. We've talked about that for 15 years. The problem with the unbacked fiat system is that it's not trustworthy. They're criminals running the show. So yeah, gold and silver is great. Hang on to it. But until they stop rigging it, it's not going to do anything. The cryptos are, because they can't rig it. It's great. They want to buy it. They try to rig it lower, but then they have to go in and buy what they sold, because there's not a big developed derivative market yet for the cryptos. And hopefully there won't develop one. It won't be the same if there is one. It will be an honest derivative market. True hedges type of thing. Because you can't lie in the cryptos. And if you design something that lies, people won't accept it. They're just going to check it out, because that'll be the #1 commodity going forward after the banks crash, is truth and honesty. That's the #1 commodity, and that's what the cryptos represent, truth and honesty. In money, in these businesses that are forming. I mean, it's like every single industry. There's new businesses that are crypto related that are going to walk in and take over insurance and banking and travel and advertising, you name it. You know, the ADX ICO just went off and it sold out in a couple hours. That's what happens. People are saying, oh my God, this really is a new way to do business. And in this report, Clif runs down some of the highlights he expects to see over June and July. It's great stuff. There's some ICO suggestions in here. There's kind of an update on where the cryptocurrencies are, that the established ones. One of the ones I love to death is Litecoin. Litecoin is going to take over where Bitcoin left off, as far as the individual use on a day-to-day basis. And all kinds of new technologies coming to there. They're going to get a big spotlight shown on them as Bitcoin kind of huddles around itself and hangs on for dear life to secure the wealth that they've already made. And Bitcoin will do fine, but not as well as Litecoin, not even close. And Litecoin, I think it's 4 times faster right now and improving. There's 4 times as many coins. I think it will at least be a 4-to-1 ratio, at least between Bitcoin and Litecoin. And right now it's like 60 or 70 to 1. So you can buy Litecoin right now for $40. And yeah, there's nowhere to go but up for that one. I'm real excited about that one. And then the staples, Ethereum is very volatile, because all these companies, all these ICOs are building off the Ethereum platform, just like I said they would. And there's tons of them. There's tons of companies. But the problem is with Ethereum is, as these big ICOs come, everybody loads up on Ethereum because they want to get into this ICO, and you need Ethereum to buy into the ICO. And then the big ICO is over, and then everybody sells their Ethereum. Even the company that got the Ethereum sells some Ethereum. So Ethereum's going like this, up and down and up and down. That'll continue. And if you're an agile trader, you'd scout it out and say, okay, I know there's a big ICO coming. I know people will be loading up in the next few weeks on Ethereum just so they can get some of the ICO. And so I'm going to sell at the top, and then I'll buy back after everybody starts selling, and it goes back and forth and back and forth. The problem is you don't want to get caught on the wrong side of that action, and you do want Ethereum to be involved in these ICOs. If you're into the ICOs and you kind of get a handle on which ones are good, which companies that are being invented right now are good potential. Clif talks about a lot of them in his report. $99 at halfpasthuman.com. Go to halfpasthuman.com. Buy his report. It'll change your world, my friends. And if you're still kind of in the dark about this stuff and you haven't done your homework, you haven't spent, I'd say the minimum amount of homework people need to do is 10 hours. 10 hours of watching YouTube videos. Any question you have, just type it in the search function. You know, what is Ethereum? What is Bitcoin? What's the difference between Bitcoin and gold? Why would we believe in unbacked currency, electronic currency? We have that right now. We don't. We have unbacked electronic currency that is debt money. Bitcoin is not debt money. The cryptocurrencies are not debt money. It's a big difference. It's a gigantic difference. That's the problem. And it's completely transparent. Whereas our current system of debt money is controlled by the banks. It's transparent to them, but not to you. So yeah, it's fairly obvious. Once you do the homework though, like I said, at least 10 hours of homework on YouTube, doing searches for any questions. If you can't find the answer, ask it again. Ask it in a different way. And the answers are out there. If you're going to stick to your, I'm not going to get involved with these crazy crypto things, that's fine too. You know, it's up to you. You know, not everybody jumped on the Mayflower when it went across the ocean. I'm thinking of all these analogies. It's like, okay, this is like the beginning of the internet back in 1990 when all these companies sprang up, you know, Oracle and Amazon and all these .coms that, yes, it blew into a huge bubble and the bubble popped. But what came out of it? trillion-dollar companies came out the other end. The strong, good companies came out the other end. The bubble in the cryptocurrencies is not even close to it. It will pop at some point. The weak companies will go away, which is fine. But we are so far from that, my friends. And if anybody tells you that this is a bubble, ask them personally how much Bitcoin they own. And if they say, "Oh, I wouldn't buy into that bubble," well, how much does your family own? Well, they wouldn't buy into the bubble. How much Bitcoin do your friends own? They wouldn't buy into the bubble. Then where's the bubble? Everybody who has a cell phone at some point in their life is going to own a cryptocurrency. Do you have a cell phone? It's easy. Do the math. There's a lot of people out there not understanding what's going on. It is a change in the way the world works and a change for the good. And it's being embraced by the U.S. government for sure. There's very few laws against Bitcoin right now. The laws that are coming in are all about protecting Bitcoin, which is great. I would love the U.S. government protection of our freedoms and our liberties. Wouldn't that be an awesome thing? So, yeah, that's what we have to look forward to. If you want to get your teeth wet, buy Clif's latest report. Go to halfpasthuman.com and buy the report called Hot Rocket Days. This is a forecast for July and August. And I love it. I just started digging into it, and already he's got some really good tips about some things coming up in the very near future. And if you are involved with the cryptocurrencies, or if you're not involved with the cryptocurrencies, get the report. You'll get smarter, and that's never a bad thing, right? It's always good to know what you're talking about. This is Big Weir, roadtoroota.com. Make sure you like this video. Also, I'm on vacation right now, by the way, so you won't be hearing from me much. My birthday is on Tuesday, 4th of July. You can send me a happy birthday wish if you want to. And go to roadtoroota.com and sign up for free emails, and you get a free book. Can't beat that. We'll talk to you later.